Hi guys! Today we're going to be doing my homework from lesson 3 of the Minna No Nihongo book. So as always, my instructions come in just one sentence in English and it is please write in hiragana. So this one's pretty explanatory. For our example, re, we see the word te, and then on the right hand side we see hands. So we know the hiragana for te means hands and she's put the hiragana in the parentheses. So for number 1, we have me. And on the right side, we see an I. So that is the word for I is me. And the hiragana is me. Number 2, isu, isu. And on the right, we see that means chair, isu, chair. So we have two hiragana, the hiragana for I and the hiragana for su. And that is isu, chair. Number 3, we have sukue, and that means desk. Sukue. So we have 3 hiragana that make up the word desk. Sukue. All right, so number 4, we have tokei, toke. On the right, we see that means clock. So we have 3 hiragana, tokei, toke. Number 5, sushi. And we see on the right, of course, we know that word is sushi. So that has 2 hiragana, su and shi, sushi. Number 6, inu. And on the right, you see that means dog. So I have an inu. Do you have an inu? Inu is 2 hiragana, I and nu, inu. And number 7, we see neko. And on the right, we see that means cat. I also have a neko. Do you have a neko? And in the word neko, we know that we have 2 hiragana, ne and ko. For number 8, we have hana. And then we see on the right that that's some flowers. So hana means flowers. There's 2 hiragana, that's ha and na, hana. Number 9, hoshi. And we see that means star, hoshi. So that's 2 hiragana, hoshi, star. And number 10, we see misoshiru, which means miso soup, misoshiru. So we have 4 hiragana as our last question of this type. So we have misoshiru. So now we're going to make sentences with the examples. So looking at the example, which is re, we see that there is 3 figures speaking, and the speaking figure is at the uketsuke, which is the reception desk. And the example sentence that they have is koko wa uketsuke desu. Koko wa uketsuke desu. So we know koko means here, and it's saying this is the reception desk, or the receptionist desk, or the receptionist. Koko wa uketsuke desu. So for number 1, we have the speaker, and he's pointing behind the listener, and you can see that's kaigishitsu, and so that's the meeting room. So our sentence that we can make with this is soko wa kaigishitsu desu. Over there, that, or like near the listener, that is the meeting room. Soko wa kaigishitsu desu. Now in example 2, we see that the little symbols for the restroom are far away from both the speaker and the listener. So instead of saying soko, because it's not close to the listener, we're going to say asoko. That way over there. Asoko wa toire desu. Asoko wa toire desu. And that means over there is the restroom. Also know that we can say otearai. which means restroom, but that's the more polite version. So if you were, for example, this is what I asked my instructor, if you're in a hotel lobby, a hotel uketsuke, and you're asking for the restroom, you're not going to say toire. The more polite way is to say the otearai. Okay, so moving on to example number 3, we have the shokudo, or the cafeteria, and we have the person who's speaking is closest to that door, and he's pointing in to the shokudo. So we know that that's going to be koko wa shokudo desu. Here is the cafeteria. Koko wa shokudo desu. Koko wa shokudo desu. In example number 4, we see the jimusho, which is office. Jimusho is far away from both the listener and the speaker. So we know that that sentence is going to be asoko, because it's far away from both. Asoko, over there in the distance. Asoko wa jimusho desu. Asoko wa jimusho desu. So for question number 5, we see the speaker is pointing just behind the listener, and the listener is standing in front of the kyoshitsu. The kyoshitsu is the classroom. So this sentence, because the kyoshitsu is close to the listener, is soko wa kyoshitsu desu. Soko wa kyoshitsu desu, which is the classroom is right there. The classroom is right there. So for this next set of questions, the directions are please put the question words in the brackets and complete the conversations. So we have our list of 6 question words that we can use. Nan, which is what. Ikura, which is how much. Dare, which is who. Donata, which is also who. So that can make it confusing, just remembering that dare is who and donata is who, but in a more polite equivalent to the word. Doko is where, and dochira is also where in a more polite version. Dochira can also mean which way. So for our example, rei, we have ano hito wa dare desu ka? Ano hito wa dare desu ka? So they filled in the word dare, and we know that means who is that person? Who is that person? And the answer is mira-san desu. Mira-san desu. Now, if we said ano hito wa donata desu ka, it's also acceptable. So that's what makes those ones a little bit harder, but just understanding, are you talking to a friend, somebody you know really well? Are you in a business setting when you're deciding between dare and donata and doko and dochira, from my understanding? Please let me know in the comments if you have any additional insight to that. So for question number 1, we actually have a pretty long conversation between A and B. So let's break it down by sentence. A, konnichiwa, Fuji Daigaku no Karina desu. Konnichiwa, Fuji Daigaku no Karina desu. So it's hello or good afternoon. Hello. I am Karina from Fuji University. And answer B is konnichiwa, kyoshitsu wa tukai desu, or nankai desu. I noticed that I never have the number spelled out. I always see just the number, so I have to stop and translate that in my head. So konnichiwa, hello. Kyoshitsu is classroom, wa nikai desu. So the classroom is on the 2nd floor. A, kore wa blank desu ka? So the first thing to note is ano is a filler word like or little like hesitation there. So ano kore wa nan desu ka? What is this? What is that? And the answer is Sakura Daigaku no boru pen desu. Sakura Daigaku no boru pen desu, which is it's a pen from Sakura Daigaku, Sakura University. Now, answer for that, ikura desu ka? I clicked that early, I apologize. Ikura desu ka? How much is it? And the answer is 300 yen desu, or sanbyaku desu, sanbyaku en desu. And just to clarify on question number 1, boru pen is technically ballpoint pen. So boru pen, ballpoint pen. Moving on to question number 2, we have sumimasen, which is excuse me, sumimasen, toire wa blank desu ka? So obviously we're wanting to know where that toilet is because with the answer in B, we see achira desu, which is over there. Achira desu. So to ask, we're going to say sumimasen, toire wa dochira desu ka? Now I've decided to use dochira instead of doko because we're asking for that direction. But also we're in like what looks to be, a more public setting. It looks like we're asking somebody at like a reception desk or in a store. So sumimasen, toire wa dochira desu ka? Achira desu. For question number 3, A says hajime mashite, Karina desu, Fuji Daigaku no gakusei desu. So breaking that down, hajime mashite is nice to meet you. So they're meeting for the first time. Karina desu means I am Karina. Fuji Daigaku is Fuji University. No gakusei, gakusei is student. So we know, breaking down by sentence, it is hajime mashite, nice to meet you. Karina desu, I'm Karina. Fuji Daigaku no gakusei desu, I'm a student at Fuji University. And B is hajime mashite, nice to meet you. Tawapan desu. Karina-san o kuni wa blank desu ka? So they're saying nice to meet you. I'm Tawaban. And Karina-san, okuni wa blank desu ka? So okuni is country, so they're asking them what country they're from or where are you from? So we're going to fill that in with dochira. Okuni wa dochira desu ka? Which country do you come from? Number 4, ano kata wa blank desu ka? So let's look at the answer number B. Sakura Daigaku no Wato Sensei desu. So Sakura University, and that's, Wato Sensei desu. So that is the teacher, Mr. or Mrs. Wato. So we know to fill in that sentence, it's going to be ano kata wa donata desu ka? Who is that? Over there, that person, who is that? The answer is Sakura University teacher, Mr. Wato. Question number 5. Kore wa blank no CD desu ka? And the answer is watashi no desu. Watashi no desu means it's mine. It's mine. Watashi no desu. So sentence A, we're trying to figure out whose it is. So we're going to fill that in with kore wa dare no desu ka? Dare no CD desu ka? This, whose CD is it? Kore wa dare no CD desu ka? Answer, watashi no desu. A says blank no CD desu ka? So they're asking a question, blank no CD desu ka? Let's look at B, Nihongo no CD desu. Nihongo no CD desu. It's a Japanese CD. So we know they're asking doko no CD desu ka? Where is the CD from? Doko no CD desu ka? It's a Japanese CD. So that was my homework from my private Japanese tutor for lesson 3 of the Minna No Nihongo book. Thank you so much for studying with me. Now, as I am just, I think, 5 lessons in right now, I definitely would love your comments to help me improve on any of my pronunciation. If you noticed anything that you think was an error, please let me know in the comments. And then please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment and let me know, what you want to see. If there's any questions that you have, let me know. I am going to be going to Japan in just 5 months. So my main goals, again, are to be able to order in stores and ask how much something is, to be able to order my own food, and to be able to just, have niceties with those around me. So I am going to be learning everything I can through the next 5 months until my trip to Japan. When I go to Japan, I'm going to be taking you guys with me, and we can see how well we're able to get through, all of these things that we're trying to do in just 5 months of private Japanese lessons from my native speaking Japanese teacher. So I'll see you guys on the next video.